So our launch was actually uniquely done, where the network was kind of brought up and given to validators, and then all the tokens were distributed and they were delegated, but they were not transferable. So nobody could transfer tokens. It was pretty much just like a kind of origin set. Validators run it around the world, and what needed to happen is validators and their delegates through the validators needed to vote to unlock the transfers, right? And so, and this kind of was designed for two reasons. One is like it was really to prove that the network runs on one side. And the second one is to show that validators and the community and token holders are able to make decisions, right? They're able to self-organize, make decisions. If our team, like chills out or whatever, like at that point, which was one team, this thing can continue running, right? The validators know how to communicate. There's all the channels, all the stuff is configured. And to be clear, like there was a huge setup to get there. Like there was a lot of, stake wars, which was done to organize all that. And so they voted, and there was a lot of back and forth. Like there's some tooling that wasn't ready. Some people were like, hey, we don't want to launch yet because it's not ready yet for the specific things. And some people are, no, we want to launch because, we want this token to be live and we want it to be like actually, exchangeable. And so that kind of, there was a little bit of a drama at that point. I mean, like for a brief second, that happened, but like that was the process, right? Which allowed people to like express their opinion, communicate. Like some validators, for example, voted, and then their delegates, token holders who delegate to them, did not agree with their decision, and so they expressed that, and they forced them to switch their decision, and so you kind of was like in a way it was an experiment. In a way, like we needed to do that to launch the network. So you experimented broad, but that just showcases kind of both the power that the community is able to make decisions on the protocol. It's not a single team, even if there's a team that's building the code. Like there's community that is able to make decisions, that is able to enact them, and is able to like in a way potentially fork off this team and actually like choose a different team or do something different. That's again important because like you don't want to rely on a single party, even if this party is me, to make decisions, because like there's all kinds of things from being not available to do the decisions to for some reason becoming malicious, right? And so it's important to have this power, and we kind of see that like in the ecosystem it's getting stronger and stronger through actually decentralization itself. And so what we have done since launch is we decentralized our team. A lot of the kind of what people were there before the launch actually left, and now we don't have that company anymore. So we kind of finalizing that process. So originally spun out Foundation, which is kind of really responsible for education, for funding in the ecosystem, for the decentralization regulatory work. We have Human Guild, which is responsible for gaming, and they really focused on kind of human part of the ecosystem. They have a really good community there. We have Proximity, that's focused on DeFi. We have OWC, which is an accelerator, which also kind of originally started, but spun out. And then we have near China and MetaWeb, the EcoFund. We have near Ukraine, which is now in Portugal, a regional hub, and we have more and more of this kind of regional hubs like in Kenya, in Balkans, starting as well. And so really becoming like have strong teams present everywhere in the world, have very different opinions, have very different stakeholders themselves as well, and bringing these ideas right to the community, bringing them to kind of decision making is important, because at the end we're not trying to have like this monotonic culture. It's all about having everyone represented, having in all those places actual like getting people their access and control over the data assets and governance. And so to do that, you need this kind of really rich and active community and like actually work on this. And so kind of part of it is like I call it osmosis, where like parts of the things are just like spun out and kind of grown on their own. And so that's been doing. And so kind of the left out of the team have also spun out into Pagoda, which is a Web3 startup platform really focused on like building all the tooling for Web3 startups. And so now like the original core team doesn't even exist kind of in the shape and form that like it started, because everybody is kind of in different places in the ecosystem.